Today, I'm in a county that's believed to be the first place ever to see a man fly a plane. It's an achievement that's helped pave the way for hundreds of thousands of journeys around the world. So where am I? Find out on Escape to the Country. On today's show, I'll be helping a pair of keen walkers put their best foot forward as they start a new chapter of their lives in the countryside. In one property, it's not long before there's a dispute brewing over ownership of a prized room.
Yes, well, this must be my room then.
No, you can't have this one.
But then our mystery house takes them up, up and away.
It's quite high up, isn't it? It's just as well I like heights.
Today, I'm in North Yorkshire, and this stunning village is Brompton, the birthplace of aviation. It's here the inventor, Sir George Cayley, a local landowner, put pen to paper and hammer to nail and constructed the first functional glider. Now, when he'd finished it, he decided that a man of his standing couldn't be seen gallivanting around in a monoplane, and in 1853, he ordered his coachman to strap in and take flight. Now, despite being a pioneering design of the times, it came to a crashing end, at which point the coachman refused to go back up in the air and proclaimed he was hired to drive, not fly. So, rest assured, whether you're looking at this county from up in the sky or from the land, there's plenty to see. North Yorkshire is bordered by Cumbria and Lancashire to the west and County Durham to the north. As the largest English county, it stretches almost 3,400 square miles, which is 15% of the entire country's landmass. Covering such a large area, the county provides an incredible range of rural landscapes. The undulating Yorkshire wolds towards the southeast of the region stretch for mile upon mile, and the upland Yorkshire Dales in the northwest, a collection of hills and river valleys, feature the county's characteristic dry stone walls. While in coastal areas, glimpsing the fishing villages that cling to the shoreline, you could be forgiven for believing you're in Cornwall or Devon. The scenery may be stunning, but that does have an effect on what you can get for your money. The average price of a detached house is £265,000. However, you will have to dig a little deeper if you want to live in one of the popular villages such as Pickering on the borders of the moors. Surprisingly, if you head inside the national park, the prices can come down quite considerably. For this, you get fantastic views, but your only neighbours will probably be sheep. So, whatever your budget, North Yorkshire has a little bit of something for everyone. If you're after a classic and cosy home, then head to the villages that dot the headlands. They're awash with traditional properties, some even dating back to the 1600s. A fisherman's terrace in one of the coastal areas can range from about £175,000 to £330,000. The county's 18th century mines may have fallen into disrepair, but the Georgian style that typifies the period are still highly sought after. These family homes can typically command prices ranging from £300,000 to £400,000. And if you really want to get away from it all and experience the area's farming heritage, then there are plenty of historic limestone farmhouses to choose from. Dating from the 1700s, it's not unusual for prices to start around the £250,000 mark for a project, but they can reach upwards of £400,000 depending on the location. Well, North Yorkshire certainly provides a good range of property styles to pick from. So let's meet today's buyers to find out what they're looking for. Early retirees Daryl and Penny live on the outskirts of the city of Plymouth. They've spent 8 years in their current home, but with work no longer an issue, they've decided that now is the right time to make a move to the north of England.
The reason why we would like to move now is because our children have both left home, and we would like to actually live in the countryside. And as we've visited North Yorkshire on many occasions, we think that is the place for us for the next chapter of our lives.
The next chapter it may be, but things haven't always been so simple.
Daryl and I met in 2003 when I moved to my new job, and Daryl was currently working there. Firstly, we didn't actually like each other, although he did like my bottom.
Well, things seem to have gone swimmingly ever since, and our buyers certainly have a real zest for life, which they're hoping to build on when they make their move to North Yorkshire.
Well, what we're most looking forward to is having the countryside on our doorstep and enjoying lovely long walks with our new dog.
Opening up the back door, out the back gate, and there we go, off for a walk without having to get into our car and travel anywhere.
So the chance for country walks are high on the wish list, but so too is outside space at their new home.
One of the things that I hope to do when we're in our new property, if the garden is large enough to have our own vegetable plot, I cook all the time and I would use the vegetables in my homemade soups. I'd also like to keep bees if possible. I did a beekeeping course and I find the subject quite fascinating.
With veg and honey already on the menu, Daryl's hoping to keep his side of the deal by providing some fish.
So I took up fishing a couple of years ago, and I go out in the Plymouth area and down into Cornwall as well, but it is all sea fishing. The thought of going down to the river and spending a couple of hours doing a little bit of fishing and maybe bringing home a couple of trout for my dinner would be absolutely lovely.
Indeed it would. Their current home is already on the market, and as a result, our buyers have a clear idea of their finances.
Our budget for the move is £400,000.
Daryl and Penny are keen to live north of York, around the market town of Pickering, a good location for country walks on the moors. I'm meeting them to find out more about what they're looking for in their new home. Well, Daryl and Penny, welcome to North Yorkshire.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's look at this request, what you're after with your dream home. Come on,
We're
remind
looking
us.
for three to four bedrooms, a large kitchen diner. I would love an extra room downstairs, just for me, just so that I can get away from Penny.
Yeah, oh, what are you going to be doing in this extra room? Dare I ask?
I'm going to be playing my games.
You're a gamer?
Yes.
Right. So we're bringing you to the most beautiful county and you're going to be gaming. He won't be using that room very much, will he?
Hopefully not, just on rainy days.
What about you? What are you looking for?
I would like to have a nice garden with views, please, and a conservatory or a sunroom, somewhere where I can sit and read.
So come on then, your budget. What's our top mark?
The top mark is £400,000, although we're hoping to spend a little bit less.
So with all those requirements, that magical list, should we get going, get started?
Yes,
please.
let's
Come
go.
on. Thank you.
So for their maximum budget of £400,000, Daryl and Penny are looking for a minimum of 3 bedrooms, a study or games room for him, a conservatory for her, a sociable kitchen, a large garden just right for vegetable growing and beekeeping, and of course, gorgeous country views. We found 3 fantastic properties to tempt them, but I won't be revealing the price of each until they've had a guess first. The last of these is our mystery house, a property they may not have chosen on paper, but which could literally have Daryl and Penny living the high life. Time to hit the property trail. You currently live in a modern house. What sort of house would you ideally like here?
I would like a traditional Yorkshire stone-built house, definitely. I love the look of them from the outside, so if you were to show us something which is traditional, I'm sure I would like it.
Well, let's see if we can make Penny smile with our first property. We're heading 20 miles north of York to Nunnington in the Howardian Hills, a designated area of outstanding natural beauty, dotted with stunning and historic villages. Do either of you know this area at all?
No, I don't actually.
No?
It's a new village name for me.
We're about 12 miles from the moor. Community is so important. Very, very friendly village. You've got the pub, you've got the hall, they have lots of quiz nights and things going on. So, as first impressions go, is this what you had in mind?
Yes,
Perfect.
it is.
Yes.
It is absolutely lovely.
Good. Excited?
Really nice. I am.
Well, we're going to walk up the hill, but before we go, we've got to mention the river, really, haven't we?
Absolutely.
The River Rye. Fishing.
Fishing, yes.
You can get a licence, you can fish here, and the clubhouse is just across the bridge there. There we go. So let's head up, find the first house.
Yep.
House number 1 is a Grade 2 listed Georgian home, dating back to 1810 and is constructed in York stone. Here is your first property.
That is lovely. That is very, very cute. That looks lovely. I love the front door. Beautifully maintained outside as well. That is lovely.
But if you like the Georgian style, it is Georgian, and you have all those features inside as well. You can see the fan light above the doorway.
Yeah, that is very nice indeed.
Yeah?
Yes, can't wait to go inside.
Good, come on then, let's go.
OK.
A great start. This property is a distinctive Georgian house, symmetrical in structure, with rooms either side of a central staircase. It was renovated back in 2004, and I think Daryl and Penny are going to love the interior. So from the hallway straight into this drawing room.
It's quite spacious.
Yeah, it's a nice size, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, and it's got a lovely fire as well. Is that a working fire?
It is. It's a period working fire, original Georgian. Can you see it's raised?
Yes.
Yes.
Because in those days they had them raised, and the Victorians had them actually on the ground.
I think it's actually a lovely sized room. It is airy. It's nice having the dual aspects. You get plenty of light in here.
Yes.
This home has plenty of original features, and the period feel continues in a room that's likely to play a very important part in our couple's future life, the kitchen diner.
This is very nice.
This is nice and big, isn't it?
It's nice and big, and it also has nice high ceilings as well.
And although it's got beams, they're not sort of intrusive, are they?
No.
Not in your face.
They add character, don't they?
I like the style of the kitchen. I think it's very part of the house, isn't it? It looks like it fits in very well.
There's certainly an upbeat reaction so far, but let's see if we can keep up the momentum with our next room, which could be just right for Daryl. So come through to the second drawing room. Slightly smaller than the very first one that we saw.
It's very nice. And I noticed it's got another fire. Is that working as well?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful
that's
Georgian
nice.
fireplace there.
Yeah.
So this would be my room, really.
This could
My gaming
be the gaming room. What do you think?
I could just leave him here and he'd be just very happy, yes.
That's a nice sized room.
The perfect gaming room. Excellent. With a positive response to Daryl's games room, it's time to head upstairs, which I think offers the great countryside views they wanted. Come on up.
That is very nice indeed. That looks lovely looking over the rooftops of the other houses in the village as well.
That's beautiful. That
Right.
really is gorgeous.
This property is certainly hitting the mark. Now for the master bedroom, which is situated next door to the generously sized family bathroom.
Oh, isn't this sweet? This is lovely. This is a very cute room.
Your room, hopefully.
It's a little bit smaller than I was expecting, and you're bound to compare with what we've already got, and this is quite a bit smaller than our current bedroom at home.
We did make a commitment to actually downsize. And we said, right, we're not going to have such a large house. We're going to get rid of a load of stuff and we are going to live a more simple life. But the truth is...
The reality.
The reality is we actually like a bit of space, especially in the bedroom.
Although a good size, it hasn't quite lived up to their expectations. However, there's another double bedroom on this floor, which they might find roomier, but then it won't have that great view. On the next level, there are 2 more bedrooms which could accommodate their children when they come to stay. There's also an additional bathroom. Now we're heading for the garden, and while it does have a very useful barn-style outbuilding, it may not be as large as they were hoping, but I have a plan. So time for the outside of the property. So this actually is the garden
Right.
for the house. Now, I know it's
Okay.
not very big, and you were keen to grow vegetables, weren't you, and keep bees and all sorts.
Yes, if at all possible.
So, done a bit of exploring and investigating, and there are allotments to be had very close to the property.
OK.
So it's time now for Guess the Price. How much do you think this Georgian house is currently on the market for?
OK, I think because it's in such a lovely location, close to the moor, I'm going to go for £390,000.
OK, Daryl.
I'm going to go for £395,000.
OK. Current asking price is £425,000.
Ooh, that's Ooh, that's way over our budget of what we want to spend, isn't it?
Yeah, however, we have spoken to the owners and they're aware of your budget, your top budget of 400,000, and they are willing to have discussions. They're going to be flexible.
OK.
That's good to know.
Go on, and then have a look at the house and I'll catch up with you when you're ready.
OK, thank you, Nicki.
See you later. At a price of £425,000, this house is over their budget, but a sensible offer could make it achievable for Daryl and Penny. All in all, it has a lovely sized kitchen diner, a room for Daryl, 4 bedrooms, a compact garden with an outbuilding, and fabulous views of the moors.
The location of this particular property is absolutely perfect. I couldn't think of a better location to live in. My initial impression of the house was delight. This is the sort of house that I would love to live in the future.
Well, the first house was very interesting. The rooms were nice and light and airy. The village looks absolutely wonderful, and I'd be looking forward to doing some fly fishing and catching some brown trout on the river.
OK, guys, have you seen enough?
Yeah,
Yes, thank you, Nicki.
Our first house in North Yorkshire. Look at those smiles. Looks like a very good start.
Yes, it
Come
is.
on. Yorkshire's dramatic rural landscape is home to many historic villages and towns. Dubbed the gateway to the North Yorkshire moors, Pickering is a prime example. Its notable landmarks include a 12th century church, which houses some of the most beautifully preserved medieval wall paintings in the country. Since being granted its market charter in 1878, Pickering has become a vibrant hub for local market traders, and the surrounding countryside is fertile ground for food crops. As Penny has a passion to grow her own, we've arranged for our buyers to meet Matthew Machin, who runs a farm near Stamford Bridge, which is championing seasonal and local produce.
Today we are going to be digging up the parsnips.
So what's the straw and the plastic for, Matthew?
The plastic in the straw is to put down to protect them from the frost. So the plastic keeps them nice and clean, and the straw insulates it. Otherwise it would have rotten parsnips on the top. Okay. So that keeps them nice and warm. OK guys, there's a couple of forks there for you. This is a row of parsnips which we'll be selling in the shop, hopefully today, and then we'll be making some beautiful soup out of them as well.
Ideal.
Okay.
Get digging.
Matthew puts the success of his vegetable crops down to the area's fertile, light, sandy soil, which is especially good for asparagus and root crops like these parsnips. Over recent years, there's been a significant rise in the number of local farm shops across the UK, and Matthew's produce, like in many others, ends up being sold on site. However, the story doesn't end there, as Matthew's grandmother Molly also uses his veg to create an array of traditional recipes for their customers. And she's going to coach Daryl and Penny as they attempt to cook her parsnip, apple and ginger soup.
Perhaps if you would like to finish peeling the onion, chopping the onion.
OK.
And if Darren could do the parsnips.
Okay.
First, the onions are chopped into 1-inch pieces. Then they grate the parsnips and put them all in a bowl. The next ingredient is a large Bramley apple, peeled, cored and sliced before being added to the veg.
That's lovely. I'm looking forward to this.
While Penny peels and presses the garlic, Daryl takes care of the ginger, finishing off by grating. Then it's time to start cooking. Butter and oil are melted in a pan, alongside an onion. Garlic and ginger are added before Molly's special ingredient, a good teaspoon of curry powder.
You need to put in the rest of the ingredients, that's the apple and the chopped parsnips, and the stock.
OK, so in goes the stock.
Good. So bring it back to simmering, not boiling, and then cook it gently for about an hour with the lid off.
This has been simmering nicely now. This looks lovely and the smell is absolutely delicious.
After blending to give it a smooth texture, a job for Daryl, it's time to taste the soup. And there's a little added extra of parsley garnish with a smattering of vegetable crisps.
A lovely, nutritious, healthy soup, very fresh because it's all locally grown produce, and for very little outlay, really. A nice, satisfying meal.
Well, that's definitely been food for thought for our buyers as we return to our property hunt. We've made the journey 18 miles northeast of York, close to the thriving market town of New Malton. Dating back to medieval times, it's got all the amenities to help our buyers bond with their new community, including a post office, shops and some pubs. It also offers a historic local walk, the Malton Trail. Our second house is just a few miles southeast of Malton in the village of Duggleby. It's surrounded by stunning countryside and has views of the Yorkshire Wolds. Here is your second property.
That looks very nice.
Yeah, it does. It looks really lovely.
It's quite imposing, isn't it?
Yes.
And it looks familiar.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, tell me why. You haven't been inside, have you?
No, we've not been inside.
I think when we were doing research online a little while ago, I'm pretty sure we saw this house.
The bit I can remember is it has a lovely kitchen diner, which is on our wish list. So I'm delighted that you brought us here.
Well, the pressure is on. I hope Daryl and Penny's expectations will be fulfilled when we step through the front door. So come on in.
Thank you.
It's certainly warmer in here.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly outside. Yes, well, this is lovely, isn't it?
Good. A roomy entrance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got a downstairs cloakroom there.
Okay.
And through here is the kitchen.
Okay. It's lovely.
Is it all coming back to you?
It is. It's the fact that it flows through.
I love the wood of the units. I love the wood floor.
So a really good-sized kitchen. You've got the dining area there, and then beyond that, the boys' room.
No!
Daryl, it's off limits then. Penny's spoken. With a dispute brewing over rights to the next room, I think we're about to find out who really wears the trousers in this relationship.
This is nice.
This is great, isn't it?
Sorry, Daryl.
Really sociable.
This is lovely. That looks like patio doors there, leading out onto the garden.
Certainly does.
So I could be sitting here with the doors open, nice chair, sitting reading, sunning, nice. Very nice little room. I don't think it's suitable for a boys' room, no. So Penny claims this space, but Daryl might be able to take ownership of the drawing room, or they could just spend some cosy evenings there together. But the next room is the one that might really set the cat amongst the pigeons. Could Penny have her eyes on this one too? So, conservatory, garden room, sunroom. Yes, this is lovely again. It's a nice square room, wooden floors, which is lovely. Yes? What do you think?
I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant size. It is a sunroom, it's a conservatory, it's somewhere where we can just sit and relax and...
I've just suddenly thought, if there's the room over the other side, which I've already said I'd like.
Yes, well, this must be my room then.
No, you can't have this one.
Would you like an answer to that problem?
Yeah.
Just behind us, there's a door. There's a study in there.
Really?
A study, but big enough to be a gaming room.
Really?
Ideal. I think I might be a bit selfish, really, having two rooms.
Yeah. No, this is a gorgeous room.
Yes.
Upstairs with a total of 4 bedrooms, this definitely doesn't count as downsizing. There are 2 double bedrooms that might suit their children when they come to stay, while this single could be used as a dressing room for Penny. And there's also a bright and spacious family bathroom. But we're heading for the main bedroom. So let's bring you straight through into the master bedroom.
OK. Yeah.
And it also has the ensuite next door.
OK. We'll have a look at that.
It's a nice size, actually. It's an OK size. It's a little bit smaller than our current bedroom at home, but we've got the wardrobes down here and, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice bedroom.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
I mean, with 4 bedrooms, that single has either got your name on it, gaming room, or I'd be inclined actually to use that as a dressing room and just have this as a fabulous bedroom, and then just along the hallway, your dressing room boudoir.
Actually, I agree. The thing was, when we decided we were going to move, Daryl did actually promise me my own dressing room.
You're quite right. And maybe this is my opportunity to give you your own dressing room.
Thank you very much indeed.
You feel the girls are ganging up on you here, Daryl. Are we being unfair or not?
I feel under pressure, yes.
So it's an excellent result inside, especially for Penny. But now for the great outdoors, and these grounds are a really good size, offering a lawn, numerous shrubs, a sociable patio and enough space to grow those all-important vegetables. So this garden, there is room actually on the side to have a vegetable patch. They do have one in the corner.
Yeah,
But you could take that all out if you wanted to and have that all as vegetables.
I think that's probably just about the right size, actually. There's one negative thing about it.
Go on.
It overlooks another house on that side.
Well, let's see what you think of the price.
Oh, yes, the price.
The price. Come on. Who's going to go first?
You go
I think
first.
it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
380.
Okay.
I was going to go for about that. I think I will go for 390.
You're both over
Oh,
the
right.
current asking price.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh, right.
By quite a bit.
Really?
Oh.
£345,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
The owners
right.
are very keen to sell. Have another look at the house, the garden, that beautiful garden room.
Yes.
And
like
come and
that.
find me when you're ready.
OK, thank you very
Off
much.
you
Nicki.
go.
Thank you.
Enjoy your personal tour. They really, really like this house. And I think having neighbours not that close by, that's the compromise. And I think it's worth it. Well under their budget at £345,000, this house meets many of their requirements and more. It has a huge sociable kitchen diner with patio doors to the garden, a potential gaming room for Daryl, 4 bedrooms, one of which could be Penny's new dressing room, a conservatory, enough space outside for a vegetable plot, and great views of the Yorkshire Wolds.
House 2 is very interesting, actually. Really liked it. It had 2 extra rooms downstairs. And of course, you know, Penny and I will be arguing over who has the extra room, you know, the snug or the sunroom.
This is the one that I saw on the internet, and I really did want to come and have a look at this house, and I'm so pleased we have. It's lived up to more than my hopes, but, and I'm afraid it is a small but, there is a house opposite, and it overlooks our back garden.
Have you seen enough, you two?
Yes, thank you very much, Nicki.
Has North Yorkshire done us proud?
I think it has.
Yeah?
Yes,
Good.
today it has.
It has, and hopefully next time we look at a house, the sun might even shine.
You never know.
As the evening falls over the hills and moors in North Yorkshire, it marks the end of the first day's property search. Early retirees Daryl and Penny are seeking a move from the city of Plymouth to North Yorkshire to begin the next chapter of their lives. So far, they've been dazzled by the period detail in one property, while remaining bewitched by the huge amount of space on offer in another. But coming up, our mystery house proves hard to beat when it comes to spectacular scenery.
When you're having a view like this, you can actually watch the seasons change.
And I saddle up for the oldest flat race in England. I think we may have found Penny and Daryl's North Yorkshire dream. Unfortunately, it was the first location we showed them, but the second property that they really liked. As far as downsizing's concerned, well, they've forgotten that bit. So today, it's time to show them our mystery house. Now, both of them have said they want views on their doorstep. The big question is, are they prepared to climb more than 3 steps to get to their little bit of heaven? How important is location for you two?
The countryside around the Yorkshire moors is absolutely beautiful. It's stunning in actual fact. So having an open view at the back of our house would be lovely.
So your ideal is literally open the door and it's all there in front of you?
Yes, please.
That's the dream.
Yes, whether we
That's
can
the
afford
dream.
it or not is another matter.
For our mystery property, we're travelling 90 miles north of York to the lively village of Oswaldkirk, just on the edge of the North Yorkshire moors. The village was once an Anglo-Saxon settlement and is named after its church, St Oswald. This is our third and final house, our mystery property.
Yes.
So you said you wanted views on your doorstep. Used to hills?
Yes,
Yep.
Devon is full of hills, so
Good.
used to going up hills.
Well, that's good.
And down them, obviously.
I'm glad you're prepared because I'm about to reveal the mystery right up there.
Wow.
Your mystery lodge. You have to be fit to get to this house. Set halfway up the Oswald Kirkbank, there are 39 steps. But I think Daryl and Penny will feel it's definitely worth the effort when they reach the summit.
That is amazing.
That is an amazing view.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's quite high up, isn't it? It's just as
We're
well
really
I like
high
heights.
up, yeah. But you two wanted a view, didn't you? You wanted a house with a
delivered.
view. So you've seen the vista. Let's see if the mystery house can work its magic inside. Off the spacious entrance area is the first room, which looks very cosy indeed. So here's your reception room, or your drawing room.
And a lovely roaring fire and quite a modern fireplace, actually, 1999.
You've noticed with the Yorkshire Rose.
Yeah.
And the house was extended in 1999. It was actually built around 1922, and they've extended it, and this was put in then. It's Yorkshire stone. So even in the winter months with a roaring fire, you can still appreciate that view. I mean, the aspect is something else, isn't it?
Well, I think when you're having a view like this, you can actually watch the seasons change. Very, very nice.
Good.
Yeah.
This unique property has definitely captured Penny's imagination, and I'm hoping they'll both feel at home in the kitchen. So, the kitchen diner. So you've got oak cabinets here, you've got granite work surfaces,
Yeah.
Belfast sink, and then you've got your dining area here.
This is, I think, the sort of size we should be looking at, in all honesty.
We've readjusted slightly, we've tweaked.
Yes. I do have one slight concern. I do notice there is a back wall.
Yes.
Yes, which is inevitable for a house of this style, so...
Because you're on the side of a hill.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have acres of garden behind you, that's
No.
true.
But you can't have everything, can you? You've got a most amazing view out the front. So unless you're a lighthouse...
I couldn't have put it better myself. I could. Well, let's go and have a look at that view again through another room. And that next room with its sunny aspect could be just the thing to melt both our buyers' hearts. So you've got another sitting room here, which is actually being used as an office.
You can shut it off in the winter then when it gets a bit cold because it's got one of those conservatory windows.
Yeah, it's like a sunroom, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
It
in
is.
summer, I can imagine those doors are left open the whole time. We've got a utility room behind me with a shower as well, and it's got access to the back. You've got to think about the dimensions, the space, but with your own furniture, you know, it's going to look very different.
Nicki, I'll have to pull you up on that. Daryl has promised that I can have all new furniture.
Oh, really? Well, there we go then. Classy. Right, let's look at the bedrooms next.
Oh, right, OK.
So there's even more promises for Penny, and there's another treat to come in the extension. So here's the master bedroom.
Oh, wow, Nicki, this is lovely.
It's
Wow.
surprisingly large.
Well,
It's
I wasn't...
massive, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. I wasn't expecting a bedroom to be on this floor, actually. I thought it would be up in the eaves. And the windows out onto that view. Your eyes are drawn to that view all the time.
Yeah.
And we're used to saying this bedroom's a bit small, not as big as our current bedroom, but this is a lot bigger.
It's
this
good.
This is
Yeah.
a really lovely master bedroom.
Top marks, I think. This fantastic bedroom suite also has a walk-in wardrobe and a very generous ensuite bathroom with a freestanding bath. The other two bedrooms are up in the eaves and provide a usable space for guests or indeed Daryl's gaming. But now it's time to view the garden, which could prove more of a challenge due to its steep nature. But then again, it does have that rather special view. So this is your garden space. It goes right up to the border at the back. You can see where the shrubs are.
Yeah.
So that's all your land.
Oh, right.
Which again, if you wanted to have your vegetables, have a little plot, you could actually have boxes all the way up, like steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next door are quite keen, actually. If you wanted to buy a little bit more land, they'd be willing to negotiate. OK, crunch time. How much is this house on the market for? What's it worth?
I'm going to guess at £410,000.
Penny,
I was actually going to go a lot lower, actually, at 380,000.
Well, you're both out.
Oh, right.
You're not even close.
Oh, right, OK. That doesn't surprise me.
But in a good way.
Oh, OK.
£345,000 is the asking price. So way below your budget. That would give you £55,000 to play with.
So we could actually build a little tram or something?
Yeah, little lift.
A lift or something.
Well, with that price in mind, because it does change the outlook a little bit, why don't you have another wander around and I'll catch up with you when you've seen enough.
Thank you.
OK, thanks.
This house more than delivers on the view and is well below their budget at £345,000, so they can certainly afford all that new furniture. It has a sunroom for Penny to read in, 3 bedrooms, one with a stunning master suite, the potential for a gaming room in the eaves, and space for veg in the garden, provided they plan it carefully.
The actual house itself is very nice indeed. Downstairs living accommodation is the size that we really should be looking for, so I think I was pleasantly surprised by that.
My favourite room in the house would have to be the master bedroom, because it was completely unexpected, it was massive, and I just thought, what a brilliant room to wake up in each morning.
OK,
Yes.
that's it. You've seen all 3 houses here in North Yorkshire.
Yes, we've certainly given us something to think about, Nikki.
In a good way, I hope.
Yes, definitely.
OK. Within North Yorkshire's vast and varied landscape are some age-old traditions that are still going strong many centuries later. For nearly 500 years, the town of Market Weighton in the Yorkshire Wolds has played host to the annual Kiplingcotes Derby, reputedly the oldest horse race in Britain. And as a keen rider myself, I couldn't miss the opportunity to see history in action. So on a very foggy day, competitor Emma Herbert-Davies, who came second in last year's race, offered to give me the inside track. So Emma, I was going to ask you, what's it like riding in this beautiful scenery, but we can't see anything today.
No, we've got the wrong day for it. I'm hoping it clears. I only need to see about 100 yards ahead. Anyway, as long as I can see the finishing post, I'll be fine.
And the race will continue?
Oh, absolutely. Even in deep snowdrifts, they've walked Shire horses down this course to keep it open, because if you miss a year, you lose the charter and the right to hold this. It's been done since 1519 was the very first time they ran it, and I came in to do it just because of the history of it, and I thought I have to take part in this race, ride a piece of history, and with a bit of luck win.
Well, we'll be gunning for you, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So we better get you over there and get you weighed in and registered and
Yep.
let the race begin. And best of luck to Blue and you.
Thank you.
Come on. In 1519, horse racing was as popular then as it is today, and the Kiplingcotes Derby, held on the 3rd Thursday in March, was always the first race of the year. Over 4 miles of rough terrain, it offered the landed gentry the chance to see how their horses had wintered. Nowadays, it's open to everyone, but is by no means a free-for-all. A strict set of laws has always ruled proceedings, and these have been passed on from generation to generation.
Every rider that layeth hold of any of the other riders or striketh any of them shall win no prize.
Riders must weigh exactly 10 stone, and if you're not heavy enough, it's time to start filling your pockets with potatoes. It used to cost 4 gold coins to enter into the Kiplingcotes Derby, England's oldest horse race. Today, it costs £4.25. Now, the winner gets £50 plus this beautiful trophy. So, without further ado, on the wave of a white hanky, they're off. The race is run over fields, lanes and tracks, and starts at a stone post not far from the old Kiplingcotes railway station and finishes at Lonsborough Wold Farm. We're on the finishing line. Here comes the first rider. Number 20, and it wasn't our Emma. This year's winner is John Thirsk, riding his horse Bob. And it's the 4th time he's won the race in the past 5 years. Here comes another one. It's Emma! Well done, it's Emma! So, John, congratulations on winning this year's Derby and for keeping the tradition alive. Well done.
Thank you very much indeed, thank you.
Emma, well done!
Oh, thank you.
What an exhilarating ride.
That was one of the best races I've ever done. I loved every minute. It was just full pulp the whole way.
And did Blue do you proud?
He did do me proud, yeah. And we'll come back next year and I will get that trophy at some point.
So Emma is runner-up once again, but the trophy this year goes to John. Well, we've already seen all the runners and riders in our property search. Time to find out if any of them have nudged past the finishing post for our buyers, Daryl and Penny. Oh, thank you, a nice cup of tea. I think we deserve this after our tour. So let's start off with the first property that we saw in a beautiful, beautiful village.
Yes, Nunnington. It was lovely. That is the sort of village I'd like to live in, definitely.
But what about the Georgian property that we showed you?
I like the style of the house. Grade 2 listed is slightly worrying, but lovely inside. The interior was beautiful.
From a downside point of view, the outside space really didn't do it for me.
So our second property was in Duggleby. It was a new build.
I absolutely loved the look of that property. It was perfect from my point of view.
After you mentioned to us there are 4 bedrooms, I suddenly thought, what are we going to do with all these 4 bedrooms? This is ridiculous. It is just the 2 of us now.
What about the location? Because that was very different from the first village that we showed you.
It was. I think what disappointed us was the lack of local amenities.
Right. And of course, where you are at the moment, you're used to having all those amenities on your doorstep.
Yes.
It's a very different thing when you step out into the true countryside.
It is. It's not that we don't want to move to the countryside, but we will do a lot more research about the areas.
Yeah. Well, talking of locations, we took you to, well, probably the most prime location you're ever going to see in Oswald Kirk.
Yes, the Mystery House, it definitely had that wow factor when I first saw it. It was absolutely beautiful, stunning views, 180-degree views, and it was absolutely amazing just to look at it.
Looking at the layout and how it was presented, it actually made me think that, yes, we should be going down the direction of smaller rooms, a smaller house.
So in a way, the Mystery House has helped you refine what you need. Did any of our houses come close? I'm sort of guessing perhaps not, but I want to hear it from you.
Perhaps not. I think what you have done is that you've shown us everything that we wanted and perhaps everything that we needed as well, but not in one house. Across the 3 houses, you've definitely achieved that. You've shown us what we want, and thank you very much for doing that.
Well, you are very welcome, and we know you're going to be moving up here shortly, so
Hopefully.
all the best.
Fingers
Thank
crossed.
you very much.
Thank you. Although we didn't manage to find Daryl and Penny their ideal property, what we did do was help them reevaluate what they want and what they actually need from their new home. I'm pretty certain they're going to be moving to North Yorkshire very soon. Until next time. If you'd like to escape to the country in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.